Welcome to the video, Arm Wrestling fans. Today we will discuss three exciting topics. Michael Todd's new PR lifts and what's exciting about the way in which Michael lifts. Aris Gasperini sets a new PR in the Devon Larratt Pronation lift. And finally, Paul Italia versus Nonya $6,500 big super match at the Winter Blast event. Let's start. I must mention that Michael Todd has taken his YouTube channel to the next professional level. It looks simply amazing. So prior to this video, Michael's PR in the Pronation lift, I think it was the first time he actually tried it, was 133 pounds. And recently in this video, he did almost 150 pounds. So the actual weight was 150.5 and Michael almost moved it. It was sliding over the ground. And this was when Michael did his deadlift PR a day prior to that. So even if we take a conservative look on this, I think Michael can get at least 145 pounds on this exercise, which is simply amazing. Because even Engin was mentioning that prior to the first Devon match, Devon's Pronation lift PR was somewhere around 135 pounds or something. So very close to Michael's previous PR. And right now Michael has drastically improved so much, and that was after watching Devon's video carefully, after kind of fine-tuning his own style according to Devon's style in which Devon does that lift, and that caused an increase of almost 10 pounds immediately in Michael's lift. In the multi-spinner side pressure exercise, Michael's PR was 200 pounds. And this time he added one more dumbbell, which looks like somewhere around 20 pounds according to me. So that's his new PR. And cupping with kind of a lat drag motion on this thick rolling handle, even these lifts were amazing. I will say the least impressive exercise or lift from Michael was this back pressure exercise that Aris Gasperini made famous. In this exercise, Michael got what looks to me around 65 kilos. He attempted 150 pounds, but he couldn't lift it. And the unique style which I was talking about in the Pronation lift and even in this lift is usually people are the strongest when their arm is at 90 degrees. Once it goes past that, once the arm opens up even more, whether we are talking about the lifts or actual arm wrestling on the table, they start getting weak. But it is not the case with Michael. Even in the Pronation lift, when his arm extended to let's say about 130 degrees, that's where the lock comes in. That's where he's the strongest. I doubt that's where his bone lock kicks in. It must be maybe 20 degrees after that, but that's insane and kind of weird level of strength in a weird position. And this exact thing was causing some problems for Michael when he was doing the back pressure on the pulley Aris Gasperini style. Because Michael has to go under the table to open his arm to that particular angle where he's the strongest. And it's almost impossible to do that in an actual match without going under the table. Maybe that's why we saw Michael, or at least used to see him completely under the table right off the go. And in this pronated lat drag exercise, Michael did 105 kilos, which is 5 kilo more than the previous best. That is once again an insane level of strength. And all of these lifts combined explain why Michael likes to do the lat drag back pressure kind of move during the match rather than a posting style top roll, because it just doesn't suit him according to his joint structure. Aris Gasperini has also improved a lot in his hand game and the Pronation lift since the Devon Larratt loss. 67 kg, I have improved so much since I started 4 months ago. And he also did a new PR with 72 kilos. So this has to be the third heaviest lift after Devon and Devon Larratt. I personally think that there will be a time when Aris will be the true #1 arm wrestler in the world, but I'm not sure if that time is going to come in next 1 year or 2 years or maybe 3 years. But I think he will catch up on Devon Larratt and Levan Saginashvili before other youngsters like Artur Morozov do the same. Paul Italia versus Nonya, the big super match, the big hype event, $6,500 prize money. It was a weird show in the beginning because Paul Italia didn't show up to the table for almost 20 plus minutes and everyone were calling him out names. And after he showed up, he said that the initial time was 3 PM and Nonya didn't show up at that time, so that's why he also left.
I was here, bro. That dude did not come to 3:30. What the fuck are you talking about?
Maybe he will explain more on the next Buzz show. Things will be cleared out. So that match was top roll versus flop press. Michael Todd versus Lars Rohrbachen style, and Paul Italia lost the match 3-0. Nonya just proved to be way too much. This referee literally put on a seminar on how to ref a King's mover. Almost, not even almost, it was like really perfect reffing how you should do when you have a King's mover on the table. One warning as soon as Paul Italia went under the table, and respect to Paul Italia for immediately standing up after referee's command. And once Paul dipped down once again, it was a foul, match stop, we will start again. And that thing happened over and over and over again. If the referee allowed Paul to stay under the table, maybe he could have gassed Nonya out. We see multiple times that the referees keep on giving them warnings and the match literally goes on for 10-15 seconds. I would highly request or encourage the referees to please watch this video, and even the East versus West and King of the Table referees, because you sir, this referee is absolutely amazing. In the first round without the straps, Nonya's hand was too much for Paul, but Paul managed to get the slip. In the straps, Paul's pronation game is on a different level. Nonya's wrist got cracked, but the flop press was there to get the job done. And that was the story for 3 rounds. In the final round, Nonya flash pinned Paul Italia. So that's it for this video. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again.